Hey guys, it's Kien and John Dean and I are here in Brady's home. This is weird. We haven't done one out of the Brojo. So I'm interviewing today Brady Harding, also known as Bradyoactive on his Twitch account.
Gil's here too.
Gilberto is here too. Brady's roommate. How's it going, Brady?
It's going.
Good.
How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty well. I've said this before on a podcast, and I told you this last night. Before I go into this, I just want to say, if it wasn't for me watching you do your Twitch accounts, like, no bullshitting here at all, this wouldn't be happening at all. Like, John and I wouldn't be recording dumb shit and talking news and shit like that if you didn't do your Twitch account. For me. Like, I was so, like, I want to do something, but I'm like, I don't want to do something because I don't want to look like, I don't want to be weird. But then when I saw you do it, I was like, you know what? That man has, like, confidence of the butthole, and more power to you.
Yeah, it's kind of different for me because I totally do want to be weird.
I want to be like, fuck you. But you know what I mean? Like, but that's what it like. So, how did it all start for you?
Well, I guess mostly I fucking discovered Twitch was a thing, first of all, and then I ended up fucking jumping into people's Pokemon streams. Like SMK Gaming was one of the first people that I watched. He's actually one of my good friends now, and then started watching A-Drive shortly after that.
I remember when we started watching A-Drive.
And he was like really the guy that when I started watching his stream, like really pushed me to be like, shit, I can do this. You know, like I already sit here and play Pokemon on my own free time anyway. What's the difference between doing that and then doing it in front of, you know, an audience and interacting with people?
And that was one of the reasons that I got so into YouTube is because I always had that desire to just sit and play games and try and find a way to like share that with other people that enjoyed it. And I was like, oh, Twitch is a thing and YouTube's a thing. And then I saw you actually go out and do it. I mean, I lived with you when you were like starting to set up for everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like I remember there was one day where like, cause like I had thought about it for like a little while. I was like, I should start streaming. I can do it, you know. And then one day I was just like, fuck it, and bought 2 webcams. Dropped like $100 on 2 webcams. One to have like an actual face cam in my stream, and one to like point at my 3DS screen. Cause I didn't have a capture card yet.
Ghetto setup ever.
Yeah, and I just started fucking doing it, and it actually worked out.
That's the nice thing about the Pokemon Twitch community, though, is that if you try and do that with other games, you generally get shit on pretty good for low quality and stuff like that. But the Pokemon followers are usually pretty gentle about stuff like that.
See, the weird thing is that with Pokemon, depending on it, like, because I primarily do shiny hunting. With shiny hunting, some people almost prefer that you have like a webcam pointed, like especially for like full odds Gen 3 games.
Okay.
That you have a webcam pointed at your Game Boys, because then it's like another level of like, oh hey, this guy isn't cheating at this. You know?
Because cap carded 3DS or
can
any
be hacked
console is well, it's already essentially a modified console.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, with that in mind, like, so you do what is shiny hunting then?
Basically, you look for different colored Pokemon.
Okay. Well,
that's ultimately what it comes down to.
I mean, when you're thinking about shiny Pokemon, it's like a, what is it, like a 1 in 5,000 something chance?
There's ways of changing
the
chance, but like as of Gen 7, normal full odds is 1 in like 4,096.
Yeah, and then there's a way of enhancing your chances, like fish chaining or regular
or SOS.
What are those like?
Different methods to it.
Well, no, but like how does those
fish
work?
Chaining is like if you're standing in the same area and you continuously use your rod without moving or failing to reel something in, yeah, then you gradually increase your chances of finding a shiny.
That's the easiest way too, because like you can sometimes get shinies in like 12 encounters with fish chaining.
I remember getting gold Magikarp in like 13 or 15 encounters. And then I didn't save, and I had to go back, and it took me like 200 something the second time.
The most recent method is the SOS method in Sun and Moon, and that one is just basically you rely on the ally system and making sure that the Pokemon you're fighting is calling in friends continuously, and then each time, like, you have an increased chance of finding a shiny.
All right,
and it's not only cool for that, for the shiny chance, but you also have an increased chance of like hidden abilities and IVs and stuff like that too.
So, do you think that like Game Freak and Nintendo saw that shiny hunting was like a thing, so they started putting a little bit more for shiny hunters in Sun and Moon, or is it just kind of like?
Well, actually, Sun and Moon, there's like the least amount of shiny hunting methods because they like totally changed the fishing system in that game. Gen 6 was so ridiculously heavy on shiny hunting methods because not only did you have like the random counters and the soft resets like you usually do, but you had Masuda method, you had horde hunting, you had the fish chaining, you had fucking
My friend Safari.
Yeah, the friend Safari.
The friend Safari.
Tiptoeing around the grass.
Yeah, Dex Nav. Like there were so many different.
Like what was Masuda hunting?
The Masuda method is like you have Pokemon from 2 different like regions. So like Japanese, English.
Oh, and you made them.
And then you breed them, and you have an increased chance. Most people just get like a Japanese Ditto and then use something from their game. You know.
Okay.
That's what I always do.
Yeah.
Okay, that's super interesting. Like, okay. When did you start realizing you were picking up like followers and shit like that? Like this is like everyone has that weird surreal moment that like they're like, oh shit, people are actually watching and enjoying my shit.
You know, kind of from the get-go a little bit because I'll be honest and say that I kind of struggle with increasing where I'm at now. But like I started off pretty well compared to like a lot of people that are doing Pokemon now because now it's pretty oversaturated.
Yeah,
but
so
like,
you started pre-saturation.
Yeah, because like I started right before Oros came out, and it seemed like once Oros came out, that's when like everybody started
hopped
doing
on
it.
That
you know,
Twitch Pokemon. Yeah.
But like when I started it, like I had like 10 viewers or something in my first stream, which like for a first stream is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
because my first was like 2 people.
Right. And that's where most streams, like even newer Pokemon streamers are. Like, cause I have a friend, for example, that you know comes to me sometimes. He's like, "Man, how do I like? I'm only getting like 2 or 3 viewers. How do I increase it?" And I'm like, I mean, I wish I could tell you, but the other part of it is like just keep grinding it out, man, because eventually people are gonna notice,
that's what.
Well, it's everything from just working the grind to promoting your own stuff.
Yeah, I think that's what John and I have started. Well, I personally have started to figure out.
Yeah.
With what I've been posting, because like I never like I have carbon copies of all the shit, so I listen to it on the carbon copy and not on YouTube, so I don't saturate any of my views, any of our views, and our views have been staying consistently going up every time we've done it. Like
not substantially wonderfully.
Not substantially wonderfully, but they've doubled comparatively to like say the first time I posted a video to now. I'm like, yeah, but like no, like because you just got monetized though, didn't you?
In a sense, like Twitch started doing this affiliate program. Like I haven't been able to get to the point where I can
cash it out.
Like feel comfortable like applying for partnership because I just don't feel like I have the sort of audience there that Twitch would approve me for it right now.
Okay.
But like they started doing this affiliate program, so now people can subscribe to you just like they can partners now and like contribute like a monthly amount to your stream.
So it's kind of like it's like how Patreon works.
Yeah, in a sense.
Bit.
Yeah. Because then they get you get emotes that you can use in chat. Like affiliates get one like there's 3 different tiers to subbing. Like you have a $5 tier, $10 tier, and a $25 tier, and affiliates are allowed to have an emote for each tier. So you have the potential for up to 3 emotes depending on how much you're paying. Partners can have like fucking 5,000 of them. And then on top of like subbing, people can also donate bits, which is like Twitch's official currency type deal, and make money that way on top of free will donations and stuff like that.
Not to get into, do you get any free will donations or anything like that?
Yeah, occasionally, not like crazy.
Again,
often,
with like the Pokemon community, they're usually pretty generous.
Yeah, I'm not weird about. I'm just
they're not
always
like
curious,
dropping their paycheck on you.
Not at all.
And like I don't expect donations by any means, but I certainly appreciate them because it has helped me. Like I've gone out and bought cards with that. I've gone
Yeah.
out and bought which then I turn around and record more content with. You know?
Right, exactly. You're
Or-
not using
Well,
it for your
it's
own.
another thing too. It's just nice to know that people appreciate what you're making and
Right.
enjoy it enough that they're
Exactly.
okay with like giving you actual money.
Or like
to do it
my
more.
Elgato capture card for when I stream console games or something. Like I was able to afford that because of my stream. You know, so
That is awesome though. I really think that's super cool. Like with that in mind, like I know we were previously talking about this. You just do predominantly Pokemon, right?
yeah, for the most part. Occasional, like every so often. It's not like crazy often, but like I do stream. Like I've streamed Crash Bandicoot recently. Streamed another game a couple times called Tenersha, which is pretty sweet. It's like a platformer game on the PS4 that's pretty awesome. But yeah, predominantly I just kind of focus on Pokemon. That's kind of where
So
I
like
think
with
my
that in mind,
spot is at.
if you
know?
think if you want to do other streaming, would you make like a secondary Twitch account?
No,
Or you just keep your own.
no. Most people do. Like a lot of people that I know, at least for YouTube, I don't think a lot of people do secondary Twitch accounts at all. Like they'll
Okay.
just stream on their normal. But like I know a lot of YouTubers, like if they really built their community in one spot, they'll create a second channel.
Yeah.
I think a lot of content creators are starting to move away from that, and I would rather prefer that. I think that if you want to branch out, like, because no matter what, you're going to kind of start from ground zero.
Right, and so
If you're branching out like that. So I would rather just be like, just do it on your channel, man.
Yeah,
You know?
especially if you got like regular viewers.
right
and stuff like
that's
that.
where
It's like, it's again, it's kind of tough breaking out of like Pokemon and stuff like that. But it's like even just like reaching out to the community and being like, hey, I don't always want to
Yeah.
play Pokemon,
And
and just explaining
Yeah.
like, bear with me, I'm gonna try some other shit.
and I think that's why with our channel I put network, so it's like not just one thing.
Yeah.
That's a predominant multitude of things that go on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that makes a lot more sense to have. And I mean, the more I've seen a couple of your Twitch streams and people get into it. I'm like, damn, that's dope, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I think you gotta like. Is it a big like weirdly asked? Is it like a big confidence booster to have like that shit happen? Like people are like, dude, you're fucking awesome. And
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah, like
Like, there are days when I walk away from stream and I'm just like, fuck, this is cool.
right,
Like,
no,
Oh,
you
I
know,
mean,
I'm just like,
I've
dude,
only
like, I
done it-
wouldn't rather be
yeah.
doing anything else.
Right,
you
I've
know?
only done it like a couple of times, and even the few times that I got anybody, or when you rated me the one time and fucking like 70 people show up all at the same time, it's like even just having people there that are like interested in what you're doing.
Yeah,
It's like,
right.
Even the
Holy
days
shit,
when I'm like,
people
I
actually think
can't
I'm
break
good.
like 10 or 15 viewers or something. Like, I have a small community of people that like support me and are there pretty much no matter what.
That's
And, like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's like every day I like think about it and I'm just like, that's so fucking cool, man.
It-
I've
it's-
made friends through this.
Right.
It's not
And
just people in my fucking chat
It's
watching
a
me play
baller
Pokemon like they're
feeling.
friends.
It's
Right.
a baller feeling when someone tells you that they enjoy what you're making, and that person is not like your mom.
Right, no, exactly.
Yeah.
I had that moment a while back though from someone. Like and it was just a random person on my friend list. Like we met mutually through other friends. And I get a message, they're like, you guys are really funny, and I had to go and like re-listen to everything else that you said to get inside jokes. I'm like, that's fucking cool to
Well,
me.
exactly. It's like
Like it's nice to have that feeling of like that's again, it sounds weird, but it's nice to have the feeling of people like saying like you're doing good
Mhm.
and shit like that. And you went to what was it?
PAX East.
PAX East. How was that?
PAX East was fucking sweet. I'll be honest, like, I didn't do a whole lot of the show floor stuff, but I mostly just kind of hung out with people that are in the Pokemon community and
That
I
like
knew
you knew?
personally. But,
Yeah, see that's awesome though. Like
but even then, like, going there and, like, meeting these people that you previously only knew behind the screen
you're right.
is, like, the coolest thing. Because, like, none of them changed. Like, they're all just as badass in real life
Right.
as they are
And
on
that's
the
what's
internet. Like,
really cool about Twitch is that a lot, as opposed to like YouTube, is a lot of people are less of like a YouTube act
personality.
on Twitch. They're
Right.
more like just
Real dudes.
regular dudes playing video games.
Right.
People watching them.
Right. So are we an act, John? Is that what you're telling me?
No,
right now?
no. I mean, I don't know.
Fogies.
Yeah,
We're not
totally.
fogey as fuck, okay? I think we're... But no, like,
But I'm talking about, and I don't hate on these type of things either, because like I really enjoy like Game Grumps and
Anthony
Well, it's
is
just
leaving
different-
Smosh!
It's just
and
a
stuff.
different type of content.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There's the people that are more real and sit there and it's just them enjoying and sharing
Right.
a video game, and then there's people that make a show out of it. It's
Like
just,
PewDiePie. Like,
you
we've
know-
had this
Yeah, I
conversation
don't like
numerous
PewDiePie.
times.
yeah, it's just two different types of entertainment. Neither of them are right or wrong or better than the
unless
other
you're
one.
PewDiePie.
Unless you're PewDiePie. Sorry. Fuck PewDiePie.
But
We shouldn't say that. He's got a bigger community than us.
Yeah, fuck. Come at me, bro.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
Yeah, bring it. But no, like...
Come
that,
on me, bro.
No, that is super cool. I guess, like, I mean, you already touched on it a little bit, but if like someone who is like wanting to do a Twitch channel, like, what would you give them as an advice?
just fucking do it.
Just do it.
Honestly, like so many people like are like, oh man, I wish I could do this. I'm like, why? Like, go and fucking download an emulator and download a ROM and fucking download OBS and set up your fucking webcam and click the start streaming button. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that fucking hard. If you want to do
Even-
it, you can do it.
Even like me living in Sheldon where we have only shit internet, and like that stuff would be dropping all the time, but I'm constantly sitting there like I should just fucking do it anyways. Like I don't care.
Yeah, I guess there's the people that are like, well, and I think where a lot of people go wrong with like the whole I want to start streaming thing is that they start thinking about the numbers thing immediately, and like even as a larger streamer, like, which is not me, I'm saying I know from like seeing and hearing the perspective of larger streamers I happen to be friends with. Like, you can't focus on the fucking numbers. Like, you have to go into each stream being like, I'm just here to enjoy a fucking video game.
To do what I do every day.
Yeah,
basically.
you can't be like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna get any views playing this. I'm like, don't stress about the views. Just do your best to fucking, enjoy the game, and come across as like, hey, I am enjoying this.
Yeah,
like-
because I mean, there are gonna be people who dislike your content no matter what.
Yeah.
Right.
And there are gonna be people
there's
who
always
like
gonna be.
it no matter what.
But yeah, I guess
So
it
you might as well enjoy what you're
you do,
making
right.
yourself at least.
And I think that is a big thing, is to just have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And I
Yeah.
feel like
Well, it's kind of the same way with the YouTube thing. There's so many people who go into it and they're only looking to,
be famous.
Well,
more or less make money doing something easy.
Right.
And it's like you got to realize that
There's so much fucking work involved in
there,
it.
yeah,
Right, there is.
Well, I was gonna say that too, but like the first thing is that it's such an oversaturated market, both Twitch and YouTube. That the idea of
Doing something like half-heartedly.
becoming like breaking out into the world
Yeah.
and becoming a huge hit is such a like a gamble. I
Right,
wouldn't
no,
call it a gamble.
but
because
like
it's
when
not
people
you're
do like, but
sacrificing
you have
anything.
people who do it like they do it very half-heartedly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
you
then
can
again,
like
like,
really tell
If
people
you're
who are
just in
half-heartedly.
it for the views and the money, you're gonna find out that a lot of people aren't gonna enjoy
You're-
what you're doing
yeah.
because
Gonna
you're
crash
not
and burn
enjoying it
faster.
as much.
Because,
like,
like-
you might see some mild success,
Yeah.
but you're
And
gonna
I-
crash and burn.
And
in
like
the
as
long
weird
run.
as that sounds, that's like why I do the podcast and these interviews and things like that, because I have fun doing this.
Yeah.
Like, I love talking, and like I love having conversation with people, because it's just I love hearing super interesting things that people have done, and like people's opinions on things can be vastly different than mine. And I like to have a conversation, and we can just talk it out, and like be like, I can see it from their point of view of why they like this thing comparatively to why I don't like this thing.
I guess the one thing that I should go back on, because I kind of contradicted myself in that last statement, because I was like, just fucking do it, and then I immediately followed it with, it's so fucking difficult.
Backhanded.
The act of streaming in and of itself is not difficult. So if you want to stream, just fucking do it. But if you want to be, if one of your goals, which is not a bad thing to want to
Is
be successful,
like, be a regular content
but like,
creator.
yeah, realize that like there's so much that goes into it. You got to think about your branding. You got to make sure you have a consistent schedule. You have to make sure if you're doing both Twitch and YouTube that you're uploading regularly. Like, You know, you got to maintain and entertain a community. Like, there is a lot of work involved if being successful is one of your primary goals, and that's not a bad thing. It's not bad to want to achieve success. It is bad to have that be the sole focus of the reason that you want to start.
Well,
doing
again,
Exactly.
because if you're not enjoying it while you're doing it, it's not going to be as good of content. And people are going to see that, and they're not going to enjoy it as much.
But yeah,
I mean, there might be some people that do really like what you do anyways, but it's going to be a lot less than if it's just something that you're like, I really like doing this.
right. And that's the way that you got to start out. Like, you got to do it because it's something that you think you'll enjoy, not because it's something that I'm like, oh shit, I can make money from this. You know?
I hope that's not like what anyone thinks, that they can just make money on that. Like, I don't know. I
Money
think
is just a bonus for some
Yeah.
things if you're passionate enough about it. It's
Yeah.
just-
I think that's just fucked up. If that's like,
Well, that's why I think you making affiliate is like super fucking awesome, because it's like again, as I said, Twitch and YouTube are both heavily oversaturated markets. It's like anybody can stream, and pretty much anybody can upload to YouTube.
exactly.
As long as you have a computer and an internet connection,
Right.
it's like you can do it. And there's
Fact-
so many there
yeah.
that are trying to go places with it and don't.
And you did it. Like, and I think that is the coolest thing ever, to like know someone who actually did it. Like I said, like,
I guess, you know, it's cool hearing it from your perspective. I guess from like my own, like, I don't think I've quote unquote made it yet, or like, you know, there's still like a barrier I'm trying
but
to
I mean,
pass.
but
like,
but that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, if you don't have goals after, you know, that, then like what, you know, I feel like you just got to continue to keep pushing and pushing your barrier to go higher.
right.
That sounds like, I don't know.
Not to say I'm not appreciative for everything that I
Right,
have,
and you are
accomplished
always
very-
appreciative.
right,
of
because
it.
I don't want anybody to get that impression either.
No,
But, like,
well,
there
it's
is
just like-
always like there's always a next step. you
Right.
know?
If you never say that you're gonna be the king of rap, then you're never gonna
Be the king of rap. I'm gonna be the Lord God of podcasts. Just you wait. That is my goal.
It's you gotta have a mindset that you're gonna do a good job too, because again, it goes along with everything else. You can enjoy it, but you can work hard at it at the same time.
All right.
You can't just wing it for 30 minutes
Yeah.
a day and expect to make it every time.
Yeah. All right. So that was the interview. We're gonna be talking geek shit later. So thanks. I'm Katie Banyas,
And I'm John Dean.
and
I'm Bradyoactive.
I'm just the guy who was there.
roommate Gil.
Check out Bradyoactive's Twitch.
We will have a link down below for everything, for his Twitch
And anybody who has an Amazon Prime account, feel free to subscribe to his channel for free by
yeah.
using your Prime subscription.
Yes. Alrighty.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.